Donald and Douglas are twins and had arrived from Scotland to help Sir Topham Hatt, but only one engine had been expected. The twins meant well, but did cause confusion. Sir Topham Hatt had given them numbers, Donald 9 and Douglas 10, but he was still planning to send one engine home. There was a brake van in the yard that had taken a dislike to Douglas. Things always went wrong when he had to take it out. His trains were late, and he was blamed. Douglas began to worry. Donald, his twin, was angry. "You're a muckle nuisance," said Donald. "It's to leave you behind I be wanting."
"You can't,"
said the brake van.
"I'm essential."
"Ah, are you?" Donald burst out. "You're nothing but a screeching and a noise when all's said and done. Spite doggy, would you? Take that!"
"Oh, oh, oh!"
cried the van. "There's more coming should you misbehave." The van behaved better after that. Until one day, Donald had an accident. The rails were slippery. He couldn't stop in time. Donald wasn't hurt, but Sir Topham Hatt was most annoyed.
"I am disappointed, Donald. I did not expect such, clumsiness from you. I had decided to send Douglas back and keep you."
"I'm sorry, sir," said Donald.
"I should think so, too. You have upset my arrangements. Now James will have to help with the goods work, while you have your tender mended. James won't like that."
Sir Topham Hatt was right. James grumbled dreadfully about extra work.
"Anyone would think,"
said Douglas,
"that Donald had his accident on purpose. I heard tell about an engine and some tar wagons."
"Shut up," said James. "It's not funny." He didn't like to be reminded of his own accident.
"Well, well, well. Surely, James, it wasn't a you. You didn't say."
James didn't say. He slouched sulkily away.
"He's cross,"
snickered the spiteful brake van.
"We'll try to make him crosser still."
Hold back, giggled the freight cars to each other. James did his best, but he was exhausted when they reached Edward's station. Luckily, Douglas was there. "Help me up the hill, please," panted James. "These freight cars are playing tricks."
"We'll show them,"
said Douglas. Slowly but surely, the snorting engines forced the freight cars up the hill. But James was losing steam. "I can't do it! I can't do it!"
"Lay it to me!"
shouted Douglas. The conductor was anxious. "Go steady! The van's breaking!" The van was in pieces. No one had been hurt, and soon Edward came to clear the mess. Sir Topham Hatt was on board.
"I might have known it would be Douglas,"
he said. "Douglas was grand, sir," said Edward. "James had no steam left, but Douglas worked hard enough for 3. I heard him from my yard."
"2 would have been enough,"
said Sir Topham Hatt.
"I want to be fair, Douglas, but I don't know."
Sir Topham Hatt was making up his mind about which engine to send away. But that's another story. Snow came early to the island of Sodor. It was heavier than usual. Most engines hate snow. Donald and Douglas were used to it. Coupled back to back with a van between their tenders and a snowplow on their fronts, they set to work. They puffed backwards and forwards, patrolling the line. Generally, the snow slipped away easily, but sometimes they found deeper drifts. Presently, they came to a drift which was larger than most. They charged it and were just backing for another try when... Help! Help!
Lush sakes, Donald! It's Henry! Dinna fess yourself, Henry! Wait a while. We'll have you out.
Henry was very grateful. He saw all was not well. The twins were looking glum. They told him Sir Topham Hatt was making a decision.
He'll send us back for sure.
It's a shame, said Percy.
A lot of nonsense about a broken signal box,
grumbled Gordon. That spiteful brake van, too, put in James. Good riddance, that's what I say. The twins were splendid in the snow, added Henry. It isn't fair. They all agreed that something must be done, but none knew what. Percy decided to talk to Edward about it. What you need, said Edward, is a deputation. He explained what that was. Percy ran back quickly. Edward says we need a depot station.
Of course,
said Gordon.
The question is...
What is a desperation? Asked Henry. It's when engines tell Sir Topham Hatt something's wrong, said Percy. Did you say tell Sir Topham Hatt? Asked Duck thoughtfully. There was a long silence.
I propose,
said Gordon,
that Percy be our, disputation.
Me? Squeaked Percy. I can't. Rubbish, Percy, said Henry. It's easy.
That's settled then,
said Gordon. Poor Percy wished it wasn't.
Hello, Percy. It's nice to be back.
Percy jumped. Yes, sir, please, sir.
You look nervous, Percy. What's the matter?
Please, sir, they've made me a desperation, sir. To speak to you, sir. I don't like it, sir. Sir Topham Hatt pondered.
Do you mean a deputation, Percy?
Yes, sir, please, sir. It's Donald and Douglas. They say, sir, that if you send them away, sir, well, they'll be turned into scrap, sir. That would be dreadful, sir. Please, sir, don't send them away.
Thank you, Percy. That will do.
Later, Sir Topham Hatt spoke to the engines.
I had a deputation. I understand your feelings, but I do not approve of interference.
He paused impressively.
Donald and Douglas, I hear that your work in the snow was good. You shall have a new coat of paint.
The twins were surprised.
Thank you, sir. But your names will be painted on you. We'll have no more mistakes.
Thank you, sir.
Does this mean that the both of us...
Sir Topham Hatt smiled.
It means...
But the rest of his speech was drowned in a delighted chorus of cheers and whistles. The twins were here to stay.